Hello, Harrisburg. Welcome. So if you are seeing this and you know a couple of your friends also who wanted to join today, be sure to invite them. Like, share, and also go ahead put your comments as we go through. I will address them as we go. Today's gonna be very simple. Like, this is by far the easiest section of it. I'm just, we're doing quick introductions to the document itself, kind of, dipping our toes into the waters, getting our feet wet into this ginormous elephant of a document. So we'll definitely get into it. I will give folks a couple more minutes. I hope that's okay. Also as you come in, who all is here? Welcome, my people. Yay. And also, if you happen to watch this after it's posted, be sure, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments or just put them on the page. We have a Facebook page here. Obviously, that's how you got here. It's at Facebook at HCPCWG, or you can look up Harrisburg Comprehensive Plan Community Working Group. I know that's a long name, but that's why I did the simple at handle. So, boom, you got it. How y'all doing? Quick check-in. How are you guys doing? I hope you are well out there. I hope that you're taking care of yourselves and just keeping your peace, keeping your wits about you, keeping your maintaining your mental health. It's so important. It is so important in this day and age and in this season of everything that's going on. It is important to be mindful of your wellness and your health. And so I hope that as we go through these sessions, we will continue to hold space for discussing the things that are necessary and are essential in our essential to the well-being of our community. So and we want you to get involved. Yes, we need you to get involved. Because at the end of the day, the reason we came together, the leadership team for this group, was because we wanted to make sure that we're getting the equitable inclusion and representation from across the city with regards to this Harrisburg Comprehensive Plan. I mean, let's be honest, it seems like quite a lot of people in certain, neighborhoods and certain demographics of this community were immensely unaware and uninformed of what's going on and what's available. And also, let's be honest, half the time it's because the way the material is presented, it is not so welcoming. It's not. And so we're, really at the end of the day, we're just trying to help bridge that gap, so that for those of us who may not necessarily have the immense technical, competency for the technical document of it, we're going to, make it into more relatable terms, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're presenting information in a way that is most practical and understandable so that people can make decisions, with full knowledge of what's going on and what's involved. Yay? Yay, awesome. Okay, so it may not take the whole hour, but for the first part, I will primarily lead the conversation, and I'll also be answering questions as you pop them in here. But also for the second portion of it, I will kind of leave some time for us to, if you want to jump on the live session, be my co-host for a moment, I will welcome that. If you're willing to participate, just request it when I, close the presentation session. Yay? Good stuff. All right. I'm parched. One moment. Let me get my water. See? Has fruits and everything. Better than juice. Health is wealth, my people. Health is wealth. Glowy skin. How you doing? Okay. Anywho, So, for those of you who may not know, the Harrisburg Comprehensive Plan is this ginormous document that the city had two meetings. I believe it was last month or it was a couple of weeks ago, and they pretty much went through the document section by section, kind of introducing it to the people so that folks know that it's out there. But still, even on that call, on the city council call for that work session, there wasn't much participation, and I know I would like to believe that it's not because our city residents don't care. If anything, I found it to be not so well advertised, and if anything, maybe like that's one of my opportunities for improvement suggestions for the city is we need to do a better job of advertising what's going on in the city. People don't really know, and also for people who may not have internet, we need to consider how to get them involved. So for future, information. So this is why we have this, platform. That's why we're saying we need all of you. We need everybody to get involved because you know your neighborhood's best. You know your neighbor's best. You know what your area needs, and we want to make sure that we bring you to the decision-making table. We want your voices heard. We want your comments heard when it comes to the public comment period, which is a 45-day window once the plan is presented to City Council for review. It's only 45 days. But we don't want to have to wait until that 45-day window for folks to start scrambling to figure out, oh, what is this document? What does it mean? Like, where do I even start? It's already overwhelming enough, okay? We don't need to stress you out extra. So, we'll kind of, be, just serving as a resource for you out there. If you would like to get involved, and you're not even sure where to start exactly, we also have a form right on the page, on the group page, that lets you can complete the form. Literally takes less than 3 minutes. You can complete the form and tell us how you would like to be involved. And if you're not sure, just all we need is willing participant. Qualifications to participate is, hey, I'm willing to do some work. I'm willing to do, some heavy lifting. I'm willing to do, I'm here as a willing, body, as a willing participant to help make Harrisburg better. If you have a desire for making Harrisburg a more thriving city, a more livable city, a more cohesive city, a more welcoming city, okay? That serves not only, certain, areas downtown, okay? We want a Harrisburg that serves everybody, that gives equitable, representation for all the demographics and all the, intersectional identities that exist and, coexist in this amazing city of ours. We want to make Harrisburg better. I know we can. And we need you to be a part of that. It's not going to be great without you. Okay, period. All right, so that's enough about that. We'll get right into the document. I posted two photo uploads. One was for the city structure, for how from like the order of governance and all that jazz. And I also included the one-pager summary for the introduction section, which is the discussion for today. Altogether, there are 9 sections to the document for discussion, and those are, one moment, right? And the introduction that we're doing today: land use and community facilities, housing, park, open and civic spaces, mobility and access. 6. Oops, my document is being wonky. Sorry about that, guys. That's better. Let's start that again. Okay, so chapter 1 is introduction. Chapter 2 is land use and community facilities. Chapter 3, or rather section 3, is housing. Section 4 is mobility and access. Section 5 is economic development. Section 6 is park, open, and civic space. Section 7 is historic and cultural resources. Section 8 is energy and utilities. And Section 9 is integration and implementation. And we also obviously have the appendices and all that good stuff. But these 9 sections are pretty much the meat and potatoes of this document that we will be, just breaking them and unpacking them one at a time. We'll be doing these weekly sessions. As well, we also have our non-live working group meeting and working sessions internally. So there's work to do. There's work to be done. And, if you would like to help out, if you'd like to support in any way, we welcome you to do that. Because there's a lot to unpack here. Absolutely. And we want to make sure that we'll also be bringing technical experts. We'll be bringing technical experts to discuss each and every one of these sections. So if you are an expert in any of these particular sections and you would like to support, or you'd like to give your service of your expertise, we welcome you to do that. Please reach out to us, whether via the page or in the comment section. We would love for you to participate. All right. So we've covered what's the high level, what's in the document. And I'm excited about this. I really hope you guys can join, and just let's make a difference. Let's make positive changes. Let's make positive impacts in our community. Period. Right? Because the objective of this working group is to to foster intentional inclusivity. Period. At the end of the day, we want to be able to foster intentional inclusivity across the city, because we want to make sure that truly at the end of the day. Oh, also, by the way, I forgot to say, I serve on the Greater Harrisburg Young Professionals of Color executive board, and our primary objective and focus is to highlight and center marginalized voices. If you're about that life, come on through. If you're about being more equitable and being more inclusive in how we operate in this city, so that we're welcoming not only to new transplant residents, but also we are encouraging our hometown folks to thrive, to not only survive, but thrive in the city. We want to partner with you. We want to do the work. As Miss Mallory says, Miss Julia Mallory of Black Mermaid says, you got to do the work, because an easier assignment is not coming, boo. It's not coming. So come on through, buddy. Let's do the work. There's work to be done. Okay. Yeah. So a quick history note here. So the last time that Harrisburg had a comprehensive plan drafted was, can you guess? 1974. Okay. And so between 1974, and that's pretty much what's been holding folks over. And now we are in 2020. But also I have to acknowledge the fact that there have been a couple of iterations of this plan, of this current plan, and this latest version is the 2020 draft version. So, right? Yes, Kay says it was before I was born. And so much has changed, right? And even when you look at the demographics, the demographic breakdown of what's going on in Harrisburg, even just within the last decade, things are swiftly changing, and we need to be more dynamic in how we pivot and include people and make changes that are, more adaptive to what's going on in the community right now, and period. Like, yes, yes. Um, da, da, da. Yes. Um, which sections are talking about business development and getting certain contracts, especially for Black and brown folks? Absolutely. Let me see. Let me pull up the document. What section is that? That would be in the yes, for the sections talking about business development and getting certain contracts, especially for black and brown folks. That would be our section 5, which is the economic development section. Yeah. So if that's what you're interested in, viewer, I'm talking to Kate, but like as you folks will be watching this later, if you're more interested in the business development, economic development, that would also be touched upon in the housing, in the housing section of it, because what that deals with how. Sorry, my brain I'm having a brain moment here because it deals with city planning and designation of like land use, like whether it's a residential versus a commercial, that designation status. So right, both the economic development as well as the housing area, those would definitely overlap. If anything, we realize that you'll realize that a lot of these sections actually end up having a lot of overlap because yes, zoning, thank you, yes. Yeah, a lot of these sections, they're not standalone, like isolated island type topics. Honestly, everything pretty much like overlaps and kind of like crosses into each other. Let's say even for like the mobility section, where is it? The mobility and access. I mean, that deals with, if you are differently abled, if you are, so speaking as a professional in the transportation sector, mobility, also, even though it's not called out just specifically out here, also deals with the issue of policing, right? Policing and how people use these built environments for increased mobility and access to various regions of our city. So if that's more of what you're into, come on through. If that's your expertise and want to have that discussion, come on through. We want to hear your voice. Yeah, parks and open and civic spaces, right? Trying to create spaces where people can walk, can have recreation moments. We want to be more inclusive of that. Yes. Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah, she said she's asking for everyone. Thank you. I appreciate you, sis. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yes, so as I said, the last comprehensive plan was in 1974, and this one, and basically the City of Harrisburg 2020 comprehensive plan sets forth the framework necessary for an orderly growth and development of the community's values today, while anticipating the needs of future generations. That's pretty much what this comprehensive plan is all about. And it's make sure that it's addressing overcrowding, congestion, safety, okay, and yeah, safety and community identity, and an overall deterioration of the current quality of life. Listen, can we talk about quality of life in this city? Can we? Okay. Oh yes, yes. Kay says, and I heard there are a lot about a bikeable city in this plan. Which chapter is this? Oh yeah. So the biking, that would be, I would believe that would be covered in the mobility and access, as well as the parks and recreation areas, civic areas. Here. several documents. Yeah, so that would be mobility and access, park, open, and civic spaces. Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, we definitely want to include that. I mean, that's for those of you interested in the transport and the mobility and access section of it. Guess who's gonna be your buddy? To kind of help guide us through it. Yours truly. So if that interests you even a tiny bit, please show up and support. We want to make sure that we get all the voices heard, because one of the concerns that we hear often is that people don't know when these when the city is having these meetings. And if anything, one of the things I've liked, thanks to Rona, is the increased live streams that the city council has been having to keep people posted on what's going on. So if you have internet, city council usually has a couple of work sessions that you can join in and give your comments right there. And if you don't have internet access or would like to be able to watch them and connect for these sessions, and you're looking for some assistance in that, please reach out. We'll do our best to assist and help you navigate that. Absolutely, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that your voices are heard, because we also understand that given that the public commenting means is thus far is via email, we also understand not everybody has access to email. Not everybody knows how to use email. Not everybody, is tech savvy. We these are things that sometimes we just take for granted. And so we want to make sure that we want your voices heard. At the end of the day, we want your voices heard, and we want to be strategic about what we're asking of the city to make sure that, again, it is complying with the goals and the objectives of the plan itself, right? Kay says, I also heard there was a project there to open up a more direct path to the highway. Yes, something about transforming 3rd, 2nd, and Front Street. Absolutely. Yes. I don't want to bombard you with too much information today, but yeah, please, yeah. Oh, you know what? These are teasers. Yes, thanks, Kay, for asking. These are you hear all these amazing things that are in this document. Why have you not read it? If you haven't read it, I know I have. I know other people have, but if you haven't read the document, I'm not shaming you, first of all, but I would like to encourage you to I would say the easiest way is breeze through it and kind of check out what sections, kind of you gravitate towards. And I mean, recognizing the fact that it is a hefty document. So, don't feel overwhelmed. I know it can be, but don't feel overwhelmed. Don't try to do it alone. We're here for you. We're here to support you and, kind of help hold hands and, direct people through the process. So, join the tribe. Please do. We're here to make the work lighter. We're here to make to help lighten the load. Absolutely. And it says, how can folks get involved with sections that they're interested in? Yes. So as I mentioned earlier, there is a form that I've included. I've posted on our Facebook page here at the Harrisburg Comprehensive Plan Community Working Group. There is a forum, and I will repost it again for those of you who may have missed it. It literally takes less than 5 minutes. It's about 3 minutes, and you can go and click through identifying which sections you would like to participate in. If there's a particular section, I mean, you can volunteer for just one or several or all of them. It's up to you. Is there anything in the plan concerning neighborhoods? Yes, actually. So that's the other thing. Thank you, Barbara, for asking. Barbara Dickinson asked that. Fam, the way the plan is, we will also be kind of breaking the discussions down to address specific needs in the various neighborhoods throughout Harrisburg, because we understand, right? Different neighborhoods have unique needs, have unique set of circumstances that require particular, attention to certain things. And so I believe that would actually be in definitely in the integration and implementation section, concerning neighborhoods. Housing, I would say, covers that. Park, open and civic spaces, because again, like that's green spaces is something that has been brought up several times that is a bit lacking in the city. And so we want to make sure that where the green spaces are, that people have access to them. It doesn't make sense to create green spaces in areas where folks do not have equitable access to them, right? Because otherwise, why are you wasting people's money? And again, so the key issue here is there is funding associated with this plan, right? There is big dollars associated with the implementation of this plan. There is funding associated with the implementation of this plan. And so in order to make sure that the funding is equitably and effectively and responsibly allocated, we need your participation. We need you, to be vocal to City Council, because again, they are the ones who will be reviewing this document once the Planning Commission submits it to them. City Council will be the one reviewing the document and, for approval, yay or nay. So, to propose to the mayor to approve, yay or nay. And let's remember, the mayor did say when we had the police review board, Council should be and will be representing the people's needs, which is why we're asking you to participate, so we can have strategic implementation and strategic participation for the public commenting period, so that when City Council drafts the final puts together the final draft for the mayor, if he decides not to sign it, what does that say about him or his desires? The people have spoken. City Council is representative to him. He's supposed to be making decisions that align with our needs as his constituents. And he said he would approve whatever shows up at his desk. So, there. He said it. Ask Wes. He'll second that. Sorry to call you out, Wes. Wes for mayor. But I digress. Yes, so also keep in mind that Article 3 of the PA Municipalities Code, Municipalities Planning Code, the MPC requires municipalities to prepare and regularly update a comprehensive plan that describes the location, character, and timing of future development of, again, land use, housing needs of present and anticipated residents, movement of people and goods, community facilities and utilities, natural and historic resources, as well as integration of plan components and plan implementation. So the HCP is this big umbrella covering plan, but your various municipalities also will be contributing their own needs, reflective of their own needs of their municipal sectors. So man, participation is going to be key throughout all this. And so some common feedback. These are high level common feedback that they say they got from public engagement discussions. Also, tell if you're watching this and you're in Harrisburg, were you involved in the previous rounds of their public participation? Meaning, like when they were collecting the data to create this document. I'm not talking about the last two sessions that City Council did. I'm talking about the public involvement that was conducted, where they collected comments to be implemented into this plan. Did you participate? Are you one of the people who participate? If so, could you comment in the comment section and say, you know, I did, I participated in X year of community discussions. Yeah, right? Oh, Joyce says yes, she was involved from day one. Yay! Woo-woo. How you doing? Yeah, so like, yeah, if you did, please let us know, because again, you also bring a particular perspective into this discussion. So, you know, we definitely we would like to welcome y'all to, you know, kind of go on this journey with us, you know, as we review this document, for sure. Absolutely. Please connect. Yeah, so common feedback from the public engagement discussions that were had included asking for better maintenance needs, and this includes building and housing maintenance, street maintenance, street care and trimming, sidewalks having sidewalk heaving repair, public space maintenance, okay, trash and illegal dumping is an issue. We gotta keep our neighborhoods clean. That's important. Infrastructure maintenance, potholes and various streets needing repair. In the other feedback for a major need area was new investment. People want new investment in the community. Folks want creative reuse of industrial buildings, downtown grocery store, riverfront beautification. Oh yeah, why not, right? As well as city beautification. Absolutely. As for infrastructure needs, folks had stated that, you know, we want new streetscape designs that de-emphasize automobile. New streetscape designs that de-emphasize automobile priority to equalize pedestrian, bicycles, and automobiles. Dang, my accent came out strong there, didn't it? Eek. Folks want improved transportation options with more convenient and integrated schedules. Now, I believe Kay had mentioned this earlier. This is very key, especially as we're looking if this plan. Okay, the last one was in 1974 to 2020, however many years that is. My brain is a little slow here. So 20 is about 50. Bam. Okay, if it's going to be another 50, 60 years, we have to think strategically, especially when we think of transport and equitable inclusion, right? And one of the topics that's coming up, that's been popping up recently in the transport sector is this topic of arrested mobility, okay? And that deals with how different demographics, especially Black and brown people, interact with transportation and mobility access needs. And we'll talk more about that in the detail section of mobility. We cannot take out of the conversation the way intersectional identity plays a role in how each and every one of these sections are planned, are designed, are implemented, and maintained or lack thereof, right? It all matters, absolutely. And that's why representation matters at the decision-making table. Absolutely. So at the end of the day, the mayor is the chief executive officer of Harrisburg's government, and he's the one who approves or denies city council's proposals. So we want to make sure that we have more than adequate participation with city council. Yes, thank you. So that we can get the right kind of plan, a plan that is cohesive, inclusive, and equitable for all of us, right? Because and also for future residents who will be coming in, right? And future businesses, right? Because that is how we build a sustainable and equitable city. We want to make sure that a business is coming in, so we have a thriving community, so there's more funds to do the things that we're saying we want done in our amazing city. I'm speaking by faith here. We want to make it even more amazing, okay? Joyce says we need a safe quality of life neighborhoods. Yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely. Again, that also ties into housing, ties in land use and community facilities. It ties into building and housing maintenance, mobility and access, again, street care, right? Infrastructure maintenance, public space maintenance. Yeah, these are key requirements. Absolutely. Thank you, Joyce, for that comment. Joyce. Oh, thank you, Joyce. Oh, okay. I'm gonna read her comment. Said, and I aired on the voice 17104. I am presently the president of Camp Curtin Neighborhoods United. Yes. Oh, listen, Joyce is. Thank you, Joyce, for your participation. I appreciate you. Okay. Oh, this light. My contacts are acting up. Sorry. Okay. From what we gathered, this is Joyce's comment. From what we had gathered, housing issue, vacant lots, absentee landlords are a big problem. We want an opportunity to invest and reinvest into our neighborhoods. Yes, sis. Yes. We need a safe quality of life neighborhoods. Absolutely. And she brings up a very interesting question that we have been asking, and we did ask at the city council call. Because actually, technically, I believe there was actually 3 different versions. Joy says, how do we get pretty much multiple plans? We need to make sure our eyes are wide open at this point. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely, right? Because even me, when I was reviewing, even within our working group for the comprehensive plan, the community working group here, at first, when they're like, when we're kind of like getting it started, because on the call, they said, just Google, Harrisburg comprehensive plan, but you end up with like 3 different versions. So depending, unless if you get the link, that's why I made sure to post the link. It's on the page, and again, I will reshare that. Okay, if you can do that, could you assist me and reshare the link to the PDF for the 2020 HCP plan for the Harrisburg Comprehensive Plan, this 2020 version. Make sure you're reading and reviewing the 2020 plan. Let me see. It looks a little something like this. I will load it, or I'll add a link in the comment section. My technical situation. Yeah, right? Dre says, oh my God, the devil is a liar. Yes. I almost said yes, he is, but I don't want it to seem like I am calling people devils. But the devil is absolutely a liar, and the devil is working. The devil is busy out here in the burg. Okay? Okay, whatever the devil is to you. I love you guys. I love my people. I love my people. Y'all, listen, let's connect. Let's absolutely connect. We want to make sure that, folks are informed, they're aware, and that we have clear action plans moving forward. Right? So again, for the reminder, for those of you who may not be as familiar with what's going on with City Council and the role of City Council, we have the they have recurring meetings. Actually, I believe it's Tuesday. It usually happens to have working groups, and then the official meetings. Those are usually posted, and Wes does an amazing job of always posting when City Council is having meetings. And also we'll be sharing those. We'll be resharing those on our page whenever City Council is having meetings. Not only about the Harrisburg plan, but in general, because they know. The city needs to do a better job of advertising when it's doing stuff that requires public participation, because otherwise that's why we're seeing numbers as low as like 13 or whatever. Like, that's not okay. Yes, Kay replied and says we do need your expertise and historical info. Yes, right? Absolutely. This is why we are doing this virtual canvassing for folks to join in and share their voice and share their experiences and share your expertise. If you are a you can, if you consider yourself an expert in any of these sections, okay, in any of these sections, I'm going to bring it up again. There are land use and community facilities, housing, mobility and access, economic development, park open and civic spaces, historic and cultural resources, as well as energy and utilities. Please, join the camp, join us, help us, fam, help us, okay? And we appreciate you, and thank you in advance. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, so for city council, they they have representation for each of the areas that they cover, which include administration, budget and finance, building and housing, community and economic development, park, recreation and enrichment, public safety, as well as public works. Yes. Kay said I'd also like us to explore why it is in a 73% black and brown folk, Hispanic, black and brown folk and Hispanic city, why there isn't more targeted outreach by the city to these populations. I'm so confused by this. Sis! Listen, aren't we too? I am confusion. I said it. I know I'm confused, but if you get my reference, you get my reference. I'm confusion, fam. Really, and she's right. There is no specific or intentional targeted outreach for inclusion, for equitable inclusion of these demographics. And Lord knows we're here. It took me a long time to realize that Harrisburg is actually a majority black and brown city. I did not know that for the longest time living in the city, because most of what I saw was not that. I was like, where are the black people? And again, quick shout out to White POC, right? That is the question we hear so often when we get new members, where people, when people finally find us, they're like, oh my God, where are the black people? Like, where are y'all? Where are they? We out here, fam. It's just, I guess we're not as visible, but, and even as a professional, I say this, and I will keep harping on this. Okay. I realize that oftentimes when it comes to issues such as this, when it comes to planning, when it comes to that community involvement piece, right? Oftentimes certain organizations, certain entities would much rather just check a box. Oh, we put out a flyer. We sent out a notice. We invited people, but they didn't show up. And then I ask, well, why did they not show up? If they couldn't, did they have access to the places where you were having public participation, where you were asking for that? Was that time accessible to them? Because again, you have to understand, people are out here, people are grinding. People are working 2-3 jobs plus just trying to survive. So if you're, and then some people don't have a vehicle, right? So then they have to take public transit. Was public transit working when you set up your time for public participation? Did you make it easy for them to participate from wherever? And also, this is the key question I ask. If they could not come to you, did you go to them? If they cannot come to you, go to them. Which is what we're doing. Right? If they're not gonna invite us to their decision-making table, we're gonna pull up to our table. Join the table. We're setting it up right here. Join our table. Join our table so we can build the capacity and and have a strategic means to go to present what this community really needs. Right? Needs that are reflective of the diverse identities, the diverse life experiences of the residents that live in the city. We need them represented at the table. We need folks represented at the table. Absolutely. So again, if you're watching this, we welcome you to participate. So we're winding down on our hour. So my big ask is this. I will be posting clearly several things on the page, Harrisburg Comprehensive Plan Community Working Group, or it's at HCPCWG. My ask is this. Please start, browsing, looking through the document. It's also linked here on the Facebook page. Please complete the form that asks for how you would like to participate. That'll be down below on our post on the page. And yeah, that you see, it's simple for now. Also, quick shout out, PSA. These lunch and learns will be on Sundays, typically from noon to around 1 o'clock. So if you would like to stay updated, please, mark out in your calendar Sundays noon to 1ish. We would love your continued participation. Absolutely. And so for now, I will open it up. If somebody would like to join our live session today, feel free to send in your live request. Yay. I almost said the phone lines, but the live line is open. Anyone? Any takers? We have about 10 more minutes. Yeah? Takers? Anyone? Yay. See, this was fun. Yay. I also want to thank you, commenters. Our comment section committee today, it was live. You guys were live today. Thank you so much for your responses. I really enjoyed this discussion. I'm excited. Honestly, as a resident, as a professional in this area, as someone who cares not only for my safety and well-being and thriving potential in this community, I care also for our children, for our youth to be able to live fulfilling life experiences out here in the city, and to also feel safe navigating these public spaces. It is so important. It is so important that we are represented, that we speak up, that we speak out, and that we call out when what we see is not good. I'm trying to watch my language here. It is important that we get people to speak up and to share their experiences and to share their expertise and to be about it. If you're about this, if you're about the work, we welcome you. We welcome you to do the work with us. Absolutely. And if we can partner with you, if we can work with you and your respective organizations, your respective community group. Okay, just like, let me. Please do, come on through. Yay. Does anybody want to join? Anybody want to join the live before I shut us down shortly? Just request it and I will approve you if you would like to. I just want to make sure I'm giving opportunity for folks to share their thoughts if they so wish. But yo, this is great. This is awesome. I also know other people reached out on the page and said they were interested, even though they were unable to make it today. It's all good. It's all good. That's why we're recording these sessions, and so that you can watch them later. This is gonna be fun. I am really excited. I am so excited for just how honestly we've been mobilizing, especially with YPOC fam. Yo, they've been doing. Kay and her team who've been working on the police community review board, community oversight, fam, like they've been doing an amazing job. And so, we definitely want to, oh, yes, welcome, Kay. We definitely want to keep the momentum going. Absolutely, absolutely. Hello, hello. Um, welcome. You are live with Winning.
How are you? How's everything? I just want to say thank you for doing this. It's really informative. I know this first chapter is just an introduction, but it's really, I'm hoping that people will see this later and see that at least read the introduction to get a good idea of what's happening in the rest of the chapters.
Yeah.
And what I used it for is I took the chapter, one of the
You have poor connection.
Sorry, am I breaking up? Oh, sorry. I have Sprint. Terrible service. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, but basically, I'll put it in the chat. But I just want to say thank you. That's all.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And drive safely.
All right, absolutely. I'm not driving.
Oh, yeah, B. Listen, perks of having. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. All right. Bye, guys. Anybody else? Anybody else? We have 7 minutes. If anybody else wants to join in, we have we have more comments. You to break up. Let's see. Oh, we have more comments. Chaos stated, I know that folks will see this as a gentrification plan, but it is not. We just have to get the word out to more of the majority of the city so that folks can voice their thoughts and provide input. Absolutely. Period. I mean, that's why we're doing this, Yes. Okay. This is simply a tool. It is a planning tool for people to be able to more strategically implement long-term projects and then long-term vision for what Harrisburg is going to be like 50, 60 years, to come. So yeah, if you're one of those people who's viewing it as a gentrification plan, I welcome you. I welcome you to have the discussion. I welcome you to help us in this community. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, Kay says we out here. We have to, yes, sis. Um, Miss Pamela says, I will find out the document and I am not gonna be a live girl. I understand and I respect it. Absolutely. Listen, we all have our own lanes that we thrive in, so much respect, much respect. You did broke up. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Aw. Yeah. So it's about that time. And again, I would like green roofing on everything. Yes. Pamela says she wants to see green roofing on everything new. Okay, listen, right? Because right, there is so much going on in this plan, right? Especially when it comes to green roofing. What does that mean? That means we want a more sustainable Harrisburg. We want a more eco-friendly Harrisburg, right? Because that deals with groundwater recharge. It deals with being able to manage the stormwater that flows onto our roadways and back into the groundwater, making sure that it's we're treating you know, pollutants. You know, we're limiting the amount of polluted water that's going into our drainage system, and making sure that we are, you know, keeping our environment clean. Quick PSA, for all the neighborhoods in our beautiful city, all I'm going to say is, you know, let's continue to do our best to keep them clean, right? Let's keep our neighborhoods clean. If you see trash, pick it up. Pick it up. I mean, be safe. Obviously, if you have gloves, pick it up. You know, and keep our streets clean. If we don't litter, we wouldn't have to pick stuff up because it will already be clean. And that is, yes, less water runoff. Come on now, because it's a water quality and a water quantity issue, right? Because also tying back to this issue of trash and littering, where do you think your trash ends up? It ends up in your stormwater. Where does your stormwater end up? It ends up in our stormwater system, which eventually end up in our groundwater. And if you have trash stormwater coming into your system, you're going to have trash water going back in your ground. If you have trashy groundwater, that means it's affecting your, you know, ground quality. It's affecting your quality of life, because where do we get our drinking water? Yes, and you know, it then affects, you know, the level of treatment that is required to get it to drinking water, you know, standards. I know. I'm really doing my best to not get into the weeds here, but these are really good comments. I love it, and I'm kind of just trying to give high level piecing it together so we kind of see how like all these different areas of interest really end up overlapping. You know, nothing really stands alone. It's like with each section, it kind of feeds into the next. Absolutely. So yes, I am all for green roofing. Yes for sustainability and recycling. Yes. What I was saying, I used the intro to whet my appetite for what I wanted to do, which was the housing portion. That's my interest. Yes, thank you, Kay. Yes, we will definitely be joining for that one. Absolutely. And if you as well out there, if that, again, I will throw out the sections once again to make sure you're aware of what's going on for the various sections. The sections include land use and community facilities, housing, mobility and access, economic development, park, open and civic spaces, historic and cultural resources, and energy and utilities. If any of these sections interest you, or you just want to meet people and just talk about, you know, general stuff in the city in terms of the strategic planning that's going on, we welcome you to do that. Absolutely. Yes, Pam says less water runoff. Absolutely. Yes, so stormwater runoff is a really big deal, especially in our urban areas, right? Because the water, you know, doesn't have anywhere to go because the ground is not porous, right? So we end up having a volume issue, right, going into our drainage system, our stormwater systems. So and so that was actually something that was called out in one of the city council meetings, was the need to address like recycling initiatives and stormwater management requirements in this plan, and I'm sure it'll also be covered in the municipal proposals as well. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely, I appreciate that. This is awesome. Yay. And it is officially 1 p.m. I want to be a good steward of your time. Thank y'all. Thank you for joining me today. And I look forward to doing more of these with you. If you have any, you know, suggestions, please put them in the comment or slide into the group DM. One of us will answer it. Besides that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I believe for most of us, it's a long weekend, so please enjoy, be safe, stay healthy, stay safe out there. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next live session. All right. Ciao, guys. Oh, join the tribe. Okay. Pamela added another comment. I feel like Casper could have argued for roofing on AutoZone instead of trying to block entirely. Ooh, that's a whole other conversation that we can have at the next live. But yeah, it's 101. Ooh, yeah. Yes, more discussion. Clearly, there's more discussion to be had, but I thank you. I thank you all for your participation. And again, I'll keep you guys posted for the next live session. Be sure to look out for that event. All right. Take care, fam.